Caleb?
Are you guys ready for the party?
Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Everyone. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to have a short disclaimer. Our team had like 3 presentations and I'm not super prepared, so I'm going to like be reading from notes if that's cool with everyone.
That's okay.
Cool. Okay, thanks.
Love you.
Alright, so welcome to the Art of Videography Presentation. I'm Sabria.
I'm Amelie, and I've been making videos for the team for the past 5 years, and I also volunteer at the CTV North Suburbs cable station for 5 years too.
Yeah, it's a local cable station where she makes video productions at, so that's pretty cool. And just a little bit of background of our team. Like Amelie said, we've been submitting a promote video and other videos from this video for the past couple of years, and we won awards for them, so that's just a little bit of background of our team.
So, robots are okay, but let's be honest, you're all more excited to make the Promote and Compass video, right?
Woo! See all of your happy faces.
And if not, we'll make you excited. Maybe.
Yes.
Okay. So, if you want more views than this, you not only want to clickbait the unsuspecting public into clicking on your video, you want to keep them intrigued to watch more than just 10 seconds.
Unless, of course, the video is 10 seconds long.
So you want to keep them intrigued with quality.
Alright.
And if it's the Promote or Compass video, all you have to do to receive an audience is submit it to the judges.
Up there.
We're getting closer!
Woo! Alright.
So in the first stages, you want to decide on an angle. How will it be compelling?
Oh, how will it portray your team?
And how do you make it so that the judges watching the videos don't hate their jobs? Which they won't, because it's awesome jobs. Yeah.
Alright, so you want to keep your audience in mind and figure out who your target audience is. If it's a YouTube video and you want it to go viral, maybe use some more references to pop culture and stuff that the younger generation is going to like. And if it's the judges watching the videos, they might not understand your pop culture references, so maybe like try some 80s music instead of Justin Bieber. Yeah, so just make it relatable to them.
And you'll want to decide on the voice of your video, like metaphorically loud and in your face, or
soft and like secure and like makes you feel good, bring like a cool vibe to the video until like you realize that you're like in a coma.
So how do you want your audience to feel? Overwhelmed?
Or like safe and secure.
Do you want to tug at heartstrings? Do you want to evoke tears?
Or make them laugh.
And do you want to go for anticipation and suspense? The audience will be making predictions based on stereotypes. You can use that as an advantage so that you don't need a major amount of characterization in the small amount of time you have. You have like 1 minute, so. Or you can surprise them with a plot twist.
Like this one? Oh. We're going to try this game. If it doesn't work, I would tell you no.
Whoa! Who would have predicted that brick wall in the elevator?
I know I didn't, honestly.
I know I did though, but I've seen it before. And another technique for suspense is breaking up the video. Like the character could be like about to turn the doorknob, and all of a sudden it goes to a black screen. So now the audience has time to predict what's behind the door. A dead body? You can either surprise them with it being something else, or make the audience think that they're good at making predictions and just get that dead body. Along with figuring out how you want the audience to feel, you also need to figure out what the video will even be about.
Alright, so that's when brainstorming comes in. We recommend that you should do brainstorming both collaboratively and individually. When you're put on the spot in a group of people, it's really hard to come up with ideas, and sometimes your best ideas can come from when you're just by yourself, showering, grocery shopping, driving, or even dreaming. Alright. And bouncing ideas off each other though, and combining aspects can definitely make your concept stronger. Figure out what you're interested in producing, what your resources are, and where those two things overlap. If you want to make a reference to pop culture, or you have a robot as a resource, you can make a Terminator parody, or like make the WALL-E 2.0. Or if your robot isn't a resource, your robot isn't only a resource as a prop or an actor, maybe it wants to be the cameraman for a day. Or if you have like a drone, that could be a cool angle too.
And once you decide generally what you want your videos to be like, it's always good to plan it out. But I don't know anyone who likes storyboarding, so you can keep it to a minimum. But professionals draw out every single shot that they want. But with the limited time that you have, just sketching out a couple things on paper can help you out. And more detailed storyboards are good, like if the person planning out the storyboard is different than the person filming it and the person editing it, so then the story is brought to the final production. Now cameras. Whoa, who would have thought that? Yeah, okay. So if you're willing to get training and camera certified from any local place that has training and camera certification, then you can most likely check out a camera for free. This one in the back is from CTV North Suburbs, and they give you the tripod, the camera, the microphone, all for free. It's a great deal.
We love that Amelie volunteer.
But it doesn't have to be a big movie camera. A lot of videographers are using DSLR cameras to create independent films and documentaries. But it doesn't have to be a DSLR camera. You can just use your phone because that's getting to be really good quality, like HD.
And it's really
Like high differential, but not, okay, yeah. Otherwise, if you're using a camera, you want to remember to white balance because outside is naturally bluish lighting and inside is naturally yellowish lighting, unless if you white balance. As you see there, looks a lot better. I mean, it looks a little artsy on the left, but I mean,
your choice. Do whatever you want.
Yep. And when you focus the camera, you want to focus on eyes because we're taught that eye contact is polite, so they're going to be looking at your eyes when they watch the video. I mean, until it gets creepy, like eye contact, but okay. So also remember to audio check because you can always adjust it later on when editing. But if it was originally too loud and it's constantly spiked, when you turn it down, it's still distorted. Or if it was originally too quiet and you bump up the audio, you're also bumping up the unwanted background noise, unless you're using a boom pole mic.
Right.
But you can also run into this problem of getting it into the shot.
Then come on down to Larry's Auto.
Like that kind of problem.
And by unwanted background noise, I mean like wind or airplanes or the washing machine or like copyrighted music blaring from the car that just passed by. And for the camera work, unless you're going for the Blair Witch Project effect, you most likely want the shot to not shake, kind of like me presenting right now, shaking, yeah, but you don't want that. So when people are watching the video, you want them to forget that it's a video, like they want to pay attention to the story. And when this camera's shaking, people are like, oh, camera? And then they're right out of the story.
Yeah. So a great way to stabilize your shots are using a tripod. I mean, you guys know about that already. It's a great way to stabilize your shots. Another way to stabilize your shots is by using the stabilizer option in your editing software. So yeah.
Let's say that you cast your team as the actors and it just, by chance, it turns out that one of them isn't a 5-star recurring famous Broadway performer and has trouble memorizing a 5-page monologue. This is how you fix it. You have them say like one sentence from one camera angle, then like they can look at the script and memorize some more. Then you change to like another over-the-shoulder shot, like you see in the example, and then they say the rest, like some more sentences, then you go back to the different thing. And in editing, like the part that you cut out, it looks like no time passed, so it's magic really. And then you cut back to the first camera angle, and they deliver the remaining 4 pages. Easy.
Yeah, super easy. Not really difficult at all.
And for camera shots, a wider shot gives you more context, and closer shots give you more emotion. So my video mentor at the cable station I volunteer at is constantly reminding me to get closer shots because it shows emotion, vulnerability, and it's easier for cutting when you edit. Because in one movie, like Teen Beach Movie, I don't know if you guys watched that, probably not, but there's like this one thing, like they kept changing over the shoulder shots and her hair was in a ponytail one time, and for the other angle, her hair was down. I'm like, what? But so remember to have continuity and not put your hair in a ponytail halfway through.
Continuity.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to talk about acting. We're getting into like every facet of this promote video, so let's get into it.
Yeah, just a little quick thing. So people will understand you're not like Broadway performers. It's just your team, but I'm sure you guys are great actors. But remember to like pay attention to your facial features because in this video I was making, like there's serious characters, but people are kind of like self-conscious, so they kind of smile a little bit because they're like, what am I doing? Like saying these serious things.
Yeah.
But then when you're watching the video, you're like, that's not right.
Yeah.
So you want to just go all into your character.
Yeah, be confident and be aware of how you're going to look on camera.
Yes.
All right, so now we're going to talk a little bit about the editing software that you can use for editing your video. So, of course, there's iMovie available on like all Apple devices. Super easy to use, free, accessible for all teams. We use this a lot, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is a good application.
also for like any video editor, this probably won't happen to you, but if you notice this problem and like every time you switch clips, there's like a dip in the audio, all you have to do is detach the audio and then move it, like drag it over a millimeter, and then the audio is more gradual throughout the whole thing. So there's not a bunch of,
Yeah, so your
choppy.
audio isn't very
Yeah.
choppy. And another one is Final Cut Pro. This is like a little more expensive for more professional applications, but you can still use it. It's got a really, it's got a lot of cool features. And Adobe Premiere is used for a lot more complex applications, again, professional applications. At the cable station that I'm getting volunteers at, this is the one that we use. So it may not be ideal for this certain application, but it's just another one that's out there for you to use.
If you have it, it's a great resource.
Yeah.
And audio is very important. It's half of the video. You might not realize that, but it's like, in your earbuds, or it's half of it.
Yeah. All right, so you don't want to be too quiet so that like the audience is straining to hear what you say, but you don't want to be too loud so that like the lowest setting on their headphones like blast their ears or whatever. So you want it to be just right with like balancing the audio, making sure, like Amelie said before, it's not choppy and it is pretty smooth and it doesn't like have distortion.
You can also add background music, but you don't want it to be too distracting, like not too loud. And if you have dialogue going on, probably just an instrumental is best. And here are some, so you don't want copyrighted music for your Compass and remote videos, so here are some resources where they have free, copyright-free music.
Yeah, and this presentation is going to be online, so on our website, and you can find our website on our business card. Oh my gosh.
Great. Okay.
So you can check that afterwards on your own time.
Or you can also make your own music or ask for permission from a local awesome person. And I tried that with B. Miller. Like I slid into her DMs. I'm like, hey, can I use your song? And then she never responded. So maybe it'll work for you.
Maybe it'll work for you.
Yeah.
It's good to try. All right.
And silence is usually awkward in videos. Even silent films have music accompanied with them. If you do have silence, you want the silence to be intentional. Like if you're waiting for the audience to respond. And they're probably not going to respond, but yep. And just overall, you want your video to be confidently built instead of filled with accidents and mistakes. See, wasn't that silence awkward?
You're trying to avoid that. Okay.
Animation. Whoa. So stop motion, there's a lot of different kinds of stop motion. There's like Lego stop motion, there's claymation, there's all kinds. So here's an example of one that we made 3 years ago. Yeah, copyright-free music.
6 years ago, we came together as strangers.
So yeah, you can see that effect of the stop motion and how we were like moving our hands to like move the pictures and moving the little robot guy over the gears and things. So it takes a long time, but the end product is really cool.
And it only took 1 day to make it, but like it took us 8 hours in a day, so relatively kind of quick-ish, long time to make it. Oh. And here's another example of claymation. It took 2 hours to make this one, but it's 5 seconds long, so. Yeah. Great.
That, by the way, but is made by Amelie, so pretty.
Yeah, it's February. I had pink hair, so that was supposed to be me. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so there are a lot of other ways to use this kind of technique. There's like a draw my life technique. I don't know if you've seen this on YouTube before, but basically it's like a person writing on a whiteboard, and then it's kind of like a live action feel where you can see the person's hand writing or drawing all the pictures, writing all the words, and just there's some words. Oh, that's okay. All right, and it doesn't have to be a whiteboard. It can just be like just drawing pictures on anything, and you can do a lot of variations with this. You could make a time lapse of you creating stuff out of clay, like the claymation, or construction paper to make it symbolic to the story and like go along with the voiceover. And like another way that you can do this is like you can have 2 pictures, one of which is slightly different from the other, like a slight detail has changed, and then when you flap back and forth between them, it looks like there's movement. So
Here's an example of that. If it works.
So, as my grandpa went to the cow, my grandpa told me that the cow
Or don't.
oh,
It's like
oh, okay.
ran away and they couldn't do anything about Eat beef curry for dinner.
There's me. Okay.
All right, so that's just an example of like connecting between two images to make movement.
Oh, and also another way, for the draw my life technique, you could also have it like animate itself. So like you draw like one of the elephants and then you take a picture, draw like another tree thing and then take a picture, draw some grass, take a picture, so it looks like it's drawing itself.
Yeah.
And this is the technique that I use most often. I use ArtRage. It's a drawing program. So it's not really an animation program, but it's a drawing program. And they have different layer options. So I have like one mouth form as one layer, and then like I save it, and I change the mouth shape, and then I save it, and then I put it onto iMovie, and have a voiceover, and then it looks like it's someone talking. Here's an example of a promote video that we created last year that uses this technique.
So this is our promote video submission. Oh, never mind.
We'll just play a little bit. We can play more later if you guys are interested.
When this posse began, we were cut from different fabrics, then sewn together to become a team, with different strengths in different places. Technical brains sewn next to those with creative dreams.
So that's an example of what Alan was talking about.
Then there's also other programs like Adobe Animate and Adobe Photoshop where it can help you animate it for you. So there's this bone rigging technique where you like indicate where the ligaments are kind of, and it kind of animates itself. Here's another little example. Yeah, and as you see that the video was silent, so it's kind of awkward.
Yeah.
And that's all. Just remember to be intentional,
Be confident.
and be creative.
It's a good break to take to, to create a submission for that. So,
All right. Any other questions? You guys have any other questions that you can go after this? Other promo for a business card?
Yeah. And just DM us, slide into our DMs. We'll actually respond and like be Miller.
Yeah. All right. Well, if there aren't any other questions, that's all we got.